welcome back to Beautified Living. My name is Brianna. If you're new here, which you probably are, hi. Um, let's see. Today, I want to talk about something, because having family over on Thanksgiving brings a lot of conversations and stuff, if you will. And my brothers came over, and my brothers, they've been reading some of my posts about my life because, I try and write posts that are relatable, and sometimes I post things that might feel uncomfortable to some, and that's kind of the point, because I feel like I say things that should be said, like, publicly, but for whatever reason, people hold back and they don't feel comfortable sharing certain things. But I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like it's what I'm meant to do. I don't know. I know that sounds weird to some, but for me, I feel like I'm meant to just like share these things that I'm feeling. I've always felt like inclined to do it, and like not for the hopes of being like a YouTube sensation or social media sensation. That's not my goal. My goal is just to get people out of their comfort zone of being. I mean, I just feel like we live in this day and age where we feel like we have to filter everything. Like from the way that our faces look, like we have to get the right angle for our face. Like, oh, this angle makes my nose look less long or more long, or you know what I mean? Like, ugh, who cares? Like we're not. I feel like being our authentic selves. And my brother said that because going through all of the stuff that I'm going through right now with my daughter and his ex, it's not really like a problem, I would say, because we're working it out. We're figuring things out. It's all very brand new. Sorry. It's all very brand new to us, but we're figuring it out. We're talking it through. I think throughout this whole thing, we're learning how to communicate, and unfortunately, we couldn't do that while we were in the relationship. But sometimes that's what needs to happen. You have to find different avenues to connect, and though we may not be like in a relationship, I think we're gonna be in each other's lives for forever. And like, anyways, my brother was basically saying that I should delete my social medias and that I should recreate my social media page to be more aligned with my values. And I don't agree with him. I feel like my values have been put on my social medias pretty much in a very authentic way. It's messy sometimes, for sure. And there are times where like I'll post something and it sounds like a desperate cry for help. But that's how we connect with our friends. I mean, I say, that I can't go on pretending like I'm okay. Like, I try and say things in a very poetic sort of way. And I try and say it in an elegant way because it's real, it's true for me. Why would I try and hide that? Like, are you ashamed of me having issues and being so forthright with them? Like, if you feel uncomfortable with what I'm posting on there, then feel free to unfriend me. That's my opinion. I don't know. Everybody just thinks like they have to be a certain way on there. And yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, it's not like I'm posting like freaking nudes or whatever. I feel like I'm being classy, and even if you are somebody who posts like certain things on there that are more like raunchy or whatever. That's your freedom. I mean, go ahead, do that, but be okay with the consequences, because I think everything does have consequences, and I understand like part of the reason why people are saying not to post so much personal stuff on there is because there will probably be some consequences that go with that. There will be those people that will use that against me maybe later on down the road. But like if I post like I am a recovering alcoholic and possibly a recovering like codependent or something like that, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm recovering. I am admitting to having a problem, and I'm recovering. I'm in the process of recovering, and it's beautiful that I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of it. And that's part of the healing process. And I just feel like so many people are just so sheltered, and they're like closed off, like, oh, I can't. Somebody's gonna sue me. Somebody's gonna use this against me with child custody, possibly. Like, everybody's just thinking so negative about it instead of being free to open yourself. Like it's like a timid turtle that like gets scared of something and then just hides. Like I'm not like that. I'm not scared of my perceived bad parts. I'm not scared of that. I feel free in that, and I know not everybody is going to align with my way of thinking, and that's not for them to do anyways. I don't need them to align with everything I say or do, but I'm open. I mean, I'm open to listening to your opinions and your thoughts, but I don't have to align with them. Like once I hear them and I toss them in my head, I don't have to align with them. That's just the fact that I'm open to listen is like huge. Not many people can do that. And I think that's sad, and it's what causes a lot of friction amongst people, is that they feel like they know enough already. They know enough not to do this. They know enough not to do that. Blah, 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 blah. But I don't know. I just feel like part of our issues in this world is that we feel like we need to repress all of our feelings in order to save face, and it's that's what keeps us sick, is the constant suppressing rather than the deep talking, like the in-depth conversations that we should all be having is amazing. I mean, I was on this I'm on this philosophical forum on Facebook, and I mentioned something about how we need to learn different things, like that we can't stay stuck in our ignorance, we can't stay complacent in our ignorance, and we need to be willing to learn about difficult things. We need to be able to have back and forth conversations with difficult things without getting disrespectful or angry. Like, we need to be able to have discourse in a way that is going to be more beneficial and of use than if we just name call each other and we constantly bicker at each other for stating what feels right for them. And anyways, I mentioned like about guns, like maybe what we need to do as a whole people is learn about why we're using guns, why we think we need them. I think a lot of people hold on to the right to bear arms, and I don't disagree with that, but at the same time, I just wonder, if, because a lot of people say it's not the guns that kill people, it's the people that kill people, the people behind the gun. And well, I agree with that to an extent. There's also just so much more that we need to learn, like why are we so protective over our guns? And like when I mentioned the generalization of just learning about guns, the guy said, because this was on Thanksgiving, he said, Happy Thanksgiving from America. as soon as he said that, he didn't mention anything about guns yet in that paragraph. And then somebody else responded, can you really sit down and enjoy a meal with your family on Thanksgiving? You know, I think implying that Thanksgiving was, in fact, a deceitful holiday. I mean, it's out of deceit and malice, this holiday, or that holiday. And, anyways, he goes on to say that he thinks, that it is possible to enjoy a meal. And then I say, like, well, I kind of agree, because I do think that while we do need to pray for healing for those people that were misled, misguided, brutalized, whatever, that we need to pray for that, and that but we can still transform all of that hate, all of that malice into something really beautiful, where we can celebrate family, we can celebrate friends, and we can remember how important it is to keep those ties. And that's part of the healing process. But then he goes on to say, like, I don't really see anything wrong with, he said, I love history, and I don't really see anything wrong with our Thanksgiving, or the first Thanksgiving. And I was like, okay. And then this is actually, before that, he was saying how he believes that everybody should have the right to hold a gun. And I was like, okay, well, I wasn't arguing for or against a side. I was just saying we need to have information. We need to be informed about why our philosophy around guns needs to be really talked about and whatever. But not just like, oh, I just think that I should hold a gun because that's just been the way things are. That's the American way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a type of person who is for guns. There's a certain type of person, just like, honestly, there's a certain type of person that believes in Donald Trump and that is holding on to him so bad right now. Just a certain type of person. And certain characteristics, I should say. That doesn't mean that they're bad people. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's a certain type of aura around these people that's just different. And I don't know. But anyways, because I have some really good friends that do support Donald Trump, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, there is nothing wrong with that. Can I say it again? There is nothing wrong with supporting Donald Trump. Go for it. But when you support Donald Trump, it's like if I were to marry my partner right now, and, I have all these issues with him and whatnot, but he's comfortable, He does things for me that are comforting, but they're still not, not. And then this whole other stuff, like, I'm marrying a total package. And so when you say you support somebody so vehemently, like someone like Donald Trump, who comes with a lot of interesting things to say, you're supporting those ideas too. You're supporting those character traits within him. You're supporting all of that. And I don't know, I want somebody who has great morals, great values. That's what I'm after. And say what you will about Barack Obama, but man, that man is a family man. I can feel his energy. I feel his sincerity, his authenticity. But, the whole political game can really tamper with people. So, I don't know. Politics is so weird. Guns are so weird. I don't know. There's this whole debacle about it, and it's a lot of learning, and it's a lot of figuring out, and a lot of, okay, I'm not going to let these outside voices mess with, my opinion and my belief in how I want to handle things. I'm more like a Muhammad Gandhi kind of person. Like, why can't we have that? Look what that man did with just peace. Just peace. That's what my heart wants to say about guns. So, or a Mother Teresa. Not really. Mother Teresa was kind of, I don't know. I have some thoughts and opinions about Mother Teresa, but I'll save that for another time. This video is already super long, and I think that I've kind of ranted enough right now. I don't even know where I was going with all of this. I think I was trying to say is like, follow your own path. Like, allow others to have, their say. Flip it over in your mind. See where things might be valid. See where they're coming from. But for the most part, I think you should just follow your own values and figure what those are. Sit and figure what those are. Don't be so passive about your values, because that really determines who you are and what you live by. And just, it's so important. Because if you don't have values, then everybody else is going to try and, tell you what their values are. And then you'll start to feel like you're in conflict with yourself. And that's what I've been feeling for the longest time. And I'm like so done with that. I'm done with trying to prove myself, trying to like be what others would want me to be, or what I think they would want me to be. So I'm done with that. I'm all about celebrating myself for the path that I want to live. I mean, do you think Muhammad, I keep wanting to say Muhammad Gandhi, but I think it's Muhammad Gandhi or something. I don't know. Gandhi. I'll just say Gandhi, because nobody really calls him by his first name. It's all just Gandhi. Anyways, do you think if someone would have told Gandhi, like, oh no, you're wrong. You need war. You need the traditional form of war. You can't win with just peace and love. That's outrageous. It's just it's just not possible. It's not feasible. Like, just all these outside noises coming in. Even like Mother Teresa. I'm sure how many people didn't say, Mother Teresa, you need to learn to love yourself. Mother Teresa, you need to stop giving so much of yourself. Look at you. You're getting old. Look at all your cracks on your face. You're getting old. Come on, you need to stop. You need to stop trying to make other people. They'll probably call Mother Teresa codependent. I don't know. That's why I fucking hate labels, by the way. Because one could say that Mother Teresa was a codependent, always trying to make other people's problems her problems and then fixing them. But nope, I don't think so. I think Mother Teresa was a wonderful woman who saw power and healing in healing others. That's beautiful, man. Who are we to tell her how to live her life? What works for her? What's authentic and true for her? Who are we to say? But flip side, guns. Who are we to say somebody can't bear arms? Who are we to say? But then you have to look at the whole picture. What is the greater good for people? That is the question. If guns are not the greater good for people, and as we see that, mass shootings in schools, elementary schools, why? We cannot be complacent in our ignorance. We must learn about why this is happening. And we can't keep treating just the symptoms. We have to figure out what the roots are. And the roots are that we are broken. All of us, in one way or another, because we are not free to say what we want to say, feel what we want to feel. We are condemned for it. We are bullied for it. We need to be able to speak our truth freely, authentically, without feeling like we're going to be ridiculed, without feeling like we're going to receive a shit ton of comments down below about our opinions. We need to respect each other. Respect each other in a way that says, you are my fellow human being. You are my brother and sister. I care about you. I love you. I want what's best for you. And if what is best for you is to bear arms in a respectful way, that you don't ever kill someone intentionally with the intent for harm and malice, then you can have a gun. But if your intent is to kill somebody viciously with malice, then that needs correcting. And you cannot stay complacent in that, in my opinion. So, we just gotta figure this shit out, guys. But that's why I'm here. That's what I'm doing. I'm figuring it out. I'm not saying I know anything. I'm not claiming to know anything. I'm just talking through it all, which is what we all need to do. So,
Anyways, thanks for, if you're watching it for this long, you guys are cool. It's almost like one episode of a Netflix series. Whoa! Anyways, bye guys. Thank you.